Let's go. Shh. I'm still at Auntie's house in Baton Rouge. It is late. You guys have already seen part one, first half film study. I already have part two ready to go. So we're going to drop it right now. I decided to split it up at the last second. Some of it was upload speed. So this was a throw from the first half. And what I liked a lot about it, it was simple. It was a 1-2 RPO read. The safety was over in the middle of the field, so it's pretty clear to throw the football. Now, I'm going to make a challenge here. When I started the Jaden film study yesterday, the first half film study, everyone just started, right when I started the video, saying, hey, you're biased towards Nuss, you're biased towards Jaden, you're saying this, you're saying that. I want to challenge you to not put words in my mouth for this video. I spent a lot of time on this, and I feel like I am fair, but feel free to disagree with me, but at the very least, be civil. We're all trying to figure this thing out together, okay? Let's get to it. Let's go. Alrighty, so we start the second half here, and this is obviously a replay of the first half, and Greg McElroy was sliding into our offense here. Once again, if you look at it, we get this end zone angle that missed on Kayshawn. If you turn your head, maybe, that ball is just coming so hot. I don't think he even recognized the ball went to him. But obviously, Jaden talked about this in the post-game pressure. And obviously, we were just trying to sort this out. And look, there were some former players talking about, body language and all that stuff. I'm not a big body language guy, but honestly, our body language last night, it did seem to be a little nonchalant. And even, Brian Kelly mentioned this. I'm drinking coffee. I am high on Whataburger and life right now. Brian Kelly brought this up in the post-game presser that he doesn't think we played with the urgency that we needed to. So we are pulling right here, okay? The critical block is Mason Taylor right here, okay? And he misses, all right? This guy was coming a little bit wider, but you got to get a piece right here, okay? And we just whiff him. If we get it, we do have a cutback angle right there. But once again, whether it be bad blocking or not, when Armani gets the football, his first carry of his career went for 20-plus yards. I think he's averaging less than 2 yards per carry since then, or just 2 yards per touch in general. And this is also the transfer portal as well in action. Number 15 is a transfer from UCF. He was really good for them last night. All right, so it looks like on the snap, it looks like too high, but they roll into man-to-man cover one right here. Okay, that's what it looks like to me, all right? So Jaden actually makes the right read right here, okay? This is open to Jack right here on the slant, but the read right here is to Mason Taylor, okay? It's just a bad throw. The pocket is good, and, maybe if this ball is accurately thrown, you give your guy a chance. This is just nowhere close. All right, and Jaden admits that he missed that one. So now we go to third down. It would have been bang, bang. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I told you this in the pregame, right? I thought Mike would have had more success offensively. I was critical of Denbrock in the postgame. I feel like the offense is okay up to this point. So Kayshawn's trying to make a call that they're in this zero look again, okay? So this is a QB spy. He's going to occupy the center, and it's going to be tough to make protection calls out of it. Good job to get some pre-snap motion to help Jaden recognize what's going on here, and they actually bail out of it, all right? The issue here is we have another protection mistake, and this time this was Josh Williams, and this one was simply inexcusable. I'm very complimentary of Josh Williams, but he can make a pass protection mistake at times, okay? He actually made one on the game-winning touchdown pass versus Texas A&M, where he was just too tight and didn't block the edge man. This is what happens here, and Greg McElroy knows the position better than me, obviously. This is a simple slide protection to the left, okay? So normally if this is slide protection to the left, and what slide protection means is you guard everything to the left. Anything as an offensive lineman that comes through your left side gap, you pick up. So Will picks up this guy. He picks up whoever comes through this A gap, so on, so on, and so on. And the running back is supposed to kick out and block this backside defensive end, okay? I don't mind slide protection. I know it's easy to say, well, why are you blocking a running back with a defensive end? Well, truth be told, our offensive linemen weren't blocking them, and at least we're giving their offensive linemen a different look. Just based on this, Josh Williams should have picked up this guy. But remember, Williams also knows that he saved a play earlier, picking up scraps through the middle. So, more than likely, this RB should have picked up Jared Verse, and you see it's just too late. He has too much positive momentum going right here, and it's a hold. Bad protection mistake, okay? I don't think this is on Brad Davis. I think this is just on Josh Williams. Protection here is good. Slide protection worked. This is a very difficult block right here to make, and it does end up being a holding penalty right here by Williams. Help him out and step up into this. Not every time is it going to work that you're going to be able to roll out to the right and pick up all 10 of these yards, especially if there is a QB spy right there waiting for you, okay? Now, why is it important to step up into this? Well, if he did, Cam Wire would have been there to help pick up this guy if Jaden would have stepped up into this. And where the play is actually designed to go is either he's looking right, but he could have stepped up and hit Kayshawn on this in route, this dig, whatever you want to call it, and that would have been enough for a first down, or it would have been close. All right, I don't know if I'm going to get to a defensive film study this week, but this is the play of the game for me, or one of the many big plays of the game, okay? We get exactly what we want. And I broke this down. I broke a play down earlier on Twitter, okay? Earlier, we had an unblocked guy in Greg Brooks make a amazing play to force a fourth down in a very similar part of the field. So what does Matt House do? Well, he decides to bring him again, and we get exactly what we want. We get our captain, the one guy you want in this situation, running unabated to the quarterback, and we always want unblocked interior pressure over exterior pressure, okay, from the outside. So, what does Ali Gay decide to do in this situation? Commit the worst targeting penalty I have ever seen. He's got to be stripped of his captaincy. This is horrible. This is the worst play of the game for me. We could, say this or say that, but you're a captain. You've been here for a while, and this is something that I have been saying in my videos for quite some time. Ali Gay is a liability in the run game. As a pass rusher, he's kind of ordinary outside of a few good games he had back in 2020. And, I got to shout out Cajun Panda in our Discord. If he actually just lifts his arms, he's got the longest arms on the team, and just either jumps or at least has his arms straight up in the air, he might deflect this pass. He might catch Jordan Travis's elbow here. I still think he gets it off and maybe on target, but if you do lift your arms up in the air, you might have gotten him on the follow-through right here, okay? You might have, but instead you do that. It's just the most selfish thing, and guess what happened? Jordan Travis makes arguably the best throw this year in college football, and one of the better catches this year in college football up to this point. This coverage actually isn't that bad right there by Converse. He puts that ball. I mean, I don't think Darrelle Revis is stopping that. Does he catch the follow through if he lifts his arms? It's just sad. And, there's a lot of sinister things you can think. maybe Ali Gay is thinking, hey, their backup quarterback sucks, and he did not look good last week versus Duquesne. Let's see if I can knock this guy out who is killing us in this game, Jordan Travis, and see if we can win the game that way. I hope we're not playing that dirty. But, that's one of the few ways you can explain one of the more bizarre, dirty hits you've ever seen. But I honestly think, and I know this is one of our own guys, and I like Ali Gay personally. His story's great. That should warrant a suspension. That was intentional. You can't tell me otherwise. It's just bad. It's just that bad. So I hate to pile on Coach Polian here, but one kind of not talked about thing is our kickoff units were horrible. I mean, we're getting blasted back into our own return guy. They're just destroying us. I mean, everything about our special teams last night was pitiful, maybe outside of our punter. All right. Here we are on first down. Let's see what happens. Get the snap here. Kayshawn drop. I mean, it's just a bad drop. Good offense. I mean, that's 5 yards on first. Here we are on second. See what happens here. Honestly don't remember what happens here. Oh, on block pressure. Once again, I told you that they were going to force Jaden to make throws outside the numbers. I know you guys got tired of me saying this throughout the week. Slide protection to the left. This needs to be a quick throw. Jaden probably feels his pressure coming right there. And this is a right read. It's just a bad throw. Maybe at the last second he feared that DB was just sitting on that comeback route. But, I mean, we got to complete that. And Malik over the middle. It's tough. Get the unnecessary roughness penalty. And that unblocked blitzer did hit Jaden. And now we get what we want. Okay, they're bringing a delayed pressure. This is a very exotic look. This is a long way for the slot corner to come. We see it. Good job by Josh Williams. Protection here is as good as it's going to get. Okay, so now we have Kayshawn going one-on-one against their safety. And even though the safety is playing back, we have to throw this. Okay, and honestly, all things considered, this was not a bad throw. That's just... They did call pass interference. I honestly would have let that go. We get the penalty. Kayshawn should have put forth better effort on that ball. I mean, he does get the penalty. But, man, much. And he just kind of gave up on it. They're not going to call that a lot of the times. Maybe if you dive, you have a chance to catch that. Still, it's a penalty. We move on. Once again, you be the judge. All right. You see, he's looking at it, and he doesn't even try to find it. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been completed, but, man. All right, an erratic night snapping the football. It's still an issue. Low and away, and just kind of throws the timing off of this play. But the blocking was still really good right here. So once again, they are crowding the line of scrimmage with 5 guys. It's still a light-ish box with 6 people. So we still got to be able to run on this. And we're only blocking it with 6 guys. Nice run right here on first, okay? We'll take it. Was it the smoothest? Good run right there by Noah Kane. All right, here we go. Second at 6. I don't remember this play at all. We had a wild halftime show. I highly recommend you go check it out. For those that saw it, you know exactly what I'm referencing. I love the PHL Nation. Good to see Kyron Lacey get involved. Good throw, good catch, good run after the catch. And Kyron, provided a lot of energy here. I like it, man. So we got them on their heels here. We're starting to play some good offense. We're getting some simple stuff. And even, the throw to Kayshawn, good offense. The miss to Mason Taylor. Once again, I felt Mike's first half. I do think things could have been simpler, but I don't think Denbrock's play calling was that bad in the first half. I just don't. And I do feel it got even better here in the second. We started to manufacture some things, okay? So we get a good snap right here on this 1st and 10, and now we have them right where we want them, okay? And we get really fancy here on this completion right here to Malik Neighbors, okay? Once again, Jure and Malik do have some good chemistry, and you're going to see what happens here. All right, so good communication right here by Malik Neighbors. Okay, if this corner is bailing out right here, and this nickel has inside leverage, all right, guess what that means? If this nickel is playing to the inside shoulder of Malik Neighbors, this should be open, especially if the corner is backing off into quarters. This is what Florida State likes to do. They like to play a lot of quarters, right? This guy goes back, this guy goes back, this guy goes back, this guy goes back. So guess what? This space is going to be open, and watch what Jure does for his buddy Malik. Kind of sets a pick, okay? So now this guy runs with Jure, and this is wide open. More of this. Good stuff right here by Denbrock. This is as simple as it's going to get, and now we have them on their heels, okay? You see Cortez Hankton right here getting us going? That's good. Same thing. Something else about going quick is they can't get exotic. Look at how static they are. It's very easy to see what they're in, okay? They're in 2-man under again, especially if you're going hurry up. I spoke to an OC not too long ago. He said the number one thing he hates about a hurry up offense, and this is something that Tennessee's offense does a really good job of, it's hard to get fancy. So this is an easy read for Jaden Daniels. It's 2-man under. Okay, this safety's playing back, this safety's playing back, and even if it wasn't 2-man under, this corner once again, or this linebacker is playing inside leverage on Mason Taylor, the out route should be open all day. And that is exactly what we do. Okay, we get a good snap. This is open all day. We have got to complete this pass all day. Okay, and this is honestly just a one-man route. We're already blocking right here. Look at the timing of this. Right when the ball hits his hands, boom. Look at that. You can't beat. This is as good offense you're going to see. The timing of this. Watch. Right when they catch, boom. I love this. Good energy right here by Kayshawn. Good job by Malik. And now we're flowing. The guys are playing with some juice right now. We're playing with some urgency. You just can't do this when you're down by 14. And that's actually Kyron Lacey. My bad. Not Kayshawn right there. Still, really freaking good offense. All right, so if you go back and look at our defensive film study, there is a reason why I said that this guy is truly a special football player. And this is it. Zone read, excellent. All right? This is a really good job by Denbrock to make this adjustment. Okay? Their ends on the zone read game were starting to just hit the running back. So you've got to pull it, okay? The good thing about this pull read is because Mason Taylor is running to the flats, the linebacker has to take him. So now we get exactly what we want, all right? All you have to do is beat this man, and you are scoring a touchdown. This is one of the best players on the team with this football in his hands, okay? Jaden is going to make this guy miss 12 times out of 10, but Jamie Robinson is just a really special safety. Guys, it doesn't. You can't play this position any better than this guy's playing it right now. You just can't. Here we go. We are in the red zone, baby. Let's go, Tigers. We're playing some up-tempo offense right now. Good run right here by Noah Kane. And remember earlier when Bradford got reset? This is a lot better from him. That's just a good run. That's a better job right there by Bradford. And once again, their defense is tired. Now, these are their backup defensive tackles that are in the game. So truth be told, there is such a big drop off from the starting DTs to the backup DTs on both of these teams. So Mason Smith being knocked out of this game for LSU was huge. But you see, when you're going up against the backup DTs, how much better your run push is going to be. Thank you so much.
Lemons, peaches, Honey Crisp apples.
Honey Crisp apples.
Strawberry yogurt, baby.
Let's
Now,
go.
Take a taste.
Let's see it. Oh, I can run a 4.5 40-yard dash right now. For those that watch the live stream, what flavor is this? Comment right now in the stream. What flavor of Kool-Aid is this? Okay? The real ones know. I'll never get tired of that. All right, so we move along here. Okay, so I brought this up in our Noah Cain film study where I broke down his best runs of his Penn State career. He's not an explosive runner. He only had 2 rushes last year of 10 yards or more at Penn State. But this is going to sound really strange, but this guy has had an insane career when it comes to crunch time, short yardage carries. And he was so great. I mean, he had to squeeze through right there. It's 3rd down. And let's see what happens here. Okay. Now we get to the 4th down carry. We actually ran the same exact play that we ran on 3rd down. We actually got a little lucky on this carry. Very good that we did not get a false start penalty. So the blocking isn't going to be great, but the key block right here was by Bradford. He did a good job right here on Lovett and Cooper, right up the middle, and you'll see the end zone angle. Once again, it's insane how many big-time runs Noah Cain has had in his career in big moments, okay? We're blocking down, but the big block was made right here by Bradford. This is just really, really, really good offense. We got to get this guy out. We got to wash these guys down. They're selling out to fill these gaps. And Noah Cain sees that it's dirty, and you see he cuts and finds this gap. He did this versus Auburn with Penn State. It's dirty right here. Look at this read. It's gutsy. This is a gutsy read right here by Noah Cain. Well done. Look at it. And he doesn't waste any time here with this read. He's very decisive. Plant, and instead of going through here, which probably still would have worked, he goes through here. Okay, and finds a way to get Skinny through the hole. I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. should be the blocker in this situation, but even though he's not a great blocker, he does something really smart. He gets as tight as he can to Mason Taylor to make sure this guy doesn't undercut him right here, and at least he gets to the inside shoulder. He does whiff him, but I would rather a whiff and make him go to the outside of you, especially on this and inches situation, just to create a little extra space right there. Only thing is, it does look like he tries to grab his leg right here. You don't want to get caught in a holding situation right there, but still, that wasn't the best by BTJ, but at least you made him go to the outside, and we get 6, baby. Let's go. All right, so Coach Twitter, help me out here. I'm guessing this is some variation of cover 6, where they're playing quarter, half, okay? So half of the field with man coverage on top of Kayshawn, they're bailing, and it's quarters coverage on this side, okay? So Jaden sees that this corner bailed. All Jory does is just sit in this space, pitch and catch. This is what I thought the game was really going to be. Force Jaden to make these long throws, even though they are open throws. Look at this. Jure does make this guy miss enough for him to fall forward for the 1st down. Good stuff. New coaching staff, they practice this every day. We still can't throw to our running backs out of the backfield. Okay? This has just got to be completed. I mean, these are just free yards, and that's just a bad miss by Jaden. Okay? This ball needs to be out sooner. It's a boundary read right here. It's pretty simple, okay? If this guy sits over the middle with Kayshawn, or whoever this is running this route, it's kind of, yeah, it's Kayshawn. You just got to make a good throw to his upfield shoulder, and it's just high. Yeah, I mean, hit his upfield shoulder. We're getting at least 2 yards and a first down there. Love this play design. Get our puller, Mason Taylor, who is our tight end, in motion so he could full speed kick out this defensive end right here. Good stuff. Good push. This is one of Cam Wire's best reps. Good push, but once again, it is against a non-Jared Verse defensive end right here. Look at this. Good stuff. You just got to get skinny and squeeze through this hole. We do just that and pick up some more yards right here. Excellent stuff. We're getting to the second level. And once again, you know, our offense was so much better in the second than the first. So this play got cut off. This was Jack Besh's only catch of the game. Once again, I'm still really high on Besh in this offense. Man, he's just tough to bring down, man. He's really, really, really tough. But yeah, that play was kind of cut off right there. But good throw on first. We kind of slowed down after this play. It was kind of a, you know, bang play at the end right there. So we snapped this football and our protection breaks down again. This time it was Anthony Bradford. But Jaden makes, once again, I told you 99 was a creative pass rusher. Jaden makes this guy miss. And this is just incredible stuff. I mean, catch that. So here we are. It's this 3rd and 5 situation. And here we go. God, this is really good stuff by Jaden. Honestly, this is way better by Brian Thomas Jr. Making this guy miss and finding a way to get the first down. Okay? Nothing too fancy about this. We had a lot of success in Tripp's bunch. Okay? If they're going to play man coverage in these high leverage situations, okay, coming out of that bunch, it's always hard to guard out routes, right? Because there's so many different ways that bunch can go. And that's just excellent. It's just absolutely excellent offense. All right, so now they're in their exotic dime package, okay? They bring Jamie Robinson, remember, number 10, as a linebacker here, and they have essentially a 5.5 man box. We have got to be able to run for big yards on this. Big yards. Too high safety. They're keeping everything in front of us. We know that they're going to do that when we have a 2-possession lead. We've got to be able to get yards on this. And there was more here. Once again, this is just Goodwin and our running back's not really doing a lot with this. You know, we blocked this okay. Delhi, we get the double right here. This is a critical block on this play. And Delhi gets to the second level. We just need a back to be able to break through this. This is just breaking an arm tackle. You just got to get through that. I know that's a high standard, but you've got to be able to run on a 5-man box when you have essentially 7 guys blocking. I know this guy went out on a route, but he's blocking essentially Robinson because he's taking him out of the play. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys against some backup-ish players right here. Middle of the field is wide open. Look at this too high. We just got to have a running back who is good enough to break through an arm tackle right there. And honestly, we're pancaking this guy. So this was a... I mean, you just got to break that. There's just no other way around it. A few things here, okay? Let's first talk about the run. Will just gets moved right here. Good job not committing the holding penalty and just riding him just a little bit. Good job by Jaden right here to make this play. It's hard to sit in the pocket and make high-profile reads. You do have to dive forward and get this first down. You have to know where the sticks are. You have to know when to protect your body. If you are clearly past the first down marker, slide. But in this spot, Max did this versus Texas A&M in a big spot last year. You just got to dive forward, protect your body as you dive forward, and pick up the first. But now we go back here, and this is part of Kayshawn's frustration, okay? This was there, okay? They are playing, once again, very high safety stuff. And look, he's looking right there. I mean, that's there, okay? That ball could be delivered, but once you feel that pressure, that could be a strip sack. So, you know, if you're frustrated as a receiver, you know, you'll see maybe this ball could be delivered now, okay, before the rush even gets there. They're playing so far off of him. But still, we'll take this as well, okay? It's once again, you know, on the missed throw counter, almost every missed throw that Jayden had was connected to a big-time run such as this one, other than, of course, sliding here. Once again, it's 3rd and 1. This just gets blown up, and it shouldn't be. It's the same thing, okay? 4 guys, 5 guys, and their 5.5-ish guy in this box. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys blocking 4, 5-ish on this run, okay? It's a long one, but what happens? 0 and 91 again, folks. Bradford gets blown up right here. This was not the best read by Deli right here on the shade technique. He should have helped out with Bradford on this double. This is the more important block than getting to the second level right here to the safety, especially if you have a smaller back, especially if you only have a yard to gain. You got to sit on this double right here, Deli right here, and allow and help Bradford out a little bit here. Okay, instead we're going to the second level and blocking hardly anybody here. We're working over to this 3-tech. Unless this was just zone blocking to the left, and it's just tough to see from here. Still, we did not protect this well at all. All right. Mason Taylor gets beat pretty easy here as well. Smart move to not... Oh, man, that was pretty bad. Cam Wire misses his block, and it's just bad. Look, I know I've been harsh on Goodwin. There's not... I mean... Jamal Lewis in his prime isn't getting that yard. LaDainian Tomlinson, Mike Allstott. Alrighty, so, yeah. 4th and 2. Denbrock's best play call of the night. If you're Florida State, I don't know why you play too high right here, okay? We're not going to take a shot with a quarterback that's not been able to really complete anything deep. So you know we're going to do something intermediate, and if you get a stop here, the game is essentially over. So, guess what they do? All right, we sell out here on the run. Do you really think we're handing the football off to Armani Goodwin in this spot? No, and they give us a free completion in the flats, okay? I think this was more bad defense right here by Fuller than good offense, but the play design there was really, really good to get our best player with the game on the line, the football in his hands. So here we are. I think we bled a little too much clock on this play, but it's still a really good play, okay? Once again, same thing, and Kayshawn does the thing again, all right? He draws 2 defenders, okay? And it's like a screen and roll in basketball. You pick this guy off and allow these flats to be open. Make an easy throw right here for Jayden. Pitch and catch all day long. Good job by Mason Taylor getting out of bounds. Still, protection issues. Okay, even when we're getting the football off quick, Bradford got beat really bad right here. Okay, swim move over the top. They were doing it all day. I feel like Coach 30 right now. We just could not protect him. I mean, this was a very, very brutal offensive line performance. I don't know what Jayden's doing here, okay? We get our best player on this drag route. I mean, he's looking right at him. I mean, let's hit him in stride right here. Okay? He might have saw a safety right here. So he fakes, and then Kayshawn turns around, and Jaden still decides to throw it right here. You should still catch it. Very, very, very bizarre. This angle, I want you to remember this play. Jack Best draws the backer. He's going vertical with him. Okay. Good job by Jack to draw this coverage. BTJ holds his safety. That's on Jaden. You know, this ball's got to be out. Why? I don't know why he decided to not throw it. I guess it's because of this guy, but our protection here is really freaking good. And that's why he decided to not throw it. So Kayshawn is still waiting for it. And he then looks and sees, God, I am wide open right here. And I think he just, takes his eyes off the football because he thinks he can still turn and go right there. Very interesting stuff. They struggle guarding double slants, okay? And basically, you run a slant, you run a slant. This over the middle was open. I don't think we hit the middle of the field well. Once again, your first read is the outside receiver, okay? So if you're Jaden and he does get open, you throw it, okay? I know it looks a lot easier that the throw to Malik is more open here, but, the game is moving fast. If your first read barely gets open, you still throw it, even though there was another player that was more open, right? One check I would like to see versus Southern is when you're in the spot, let's see if we can work this slant first, okay? And the reason why you work the outside slant first is because you don't know if there is going to be an interior pressure or this guy drops out. It's a cleaner throw to the outside more often than not. But they did decide to bring pressure, and Malik is right there, and he's very frustrated he did not get this ball. And look, I get it. I don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire cursed us or something, but we cannot throw to our running backs to save our life. This is the same exact play, okay? Just hit him in the flats. It should be an easy throw, okay? We don't make it. But it's the same thing again, okay? I'm surprised we did not check to this, okay? This was on the film versus Duquesne, okay? I think I caught it twice. Double slants to the inside towards the middle of the field. Malik's open right here again, and he might be walking into the end zone. Once again, this is a boundary half-field read right here. So, hit the running back on his upfield shoulder. But, man, slants were probably our most open route. Okay, they played a lot of man coverage. They also played some off coverage as well. They gave us the middle of the field. We just didn't hit it. All right, you remember the Kayshawn incompletion a minute ago? Remember hitting the middle of the field? Even though this is on the left hash, this is kind of sort of the middle of the field. Because it's like the middle of the formation, if you get what I'm saying, okay? All right. We had Jure right here. Touchdown. It reminds me a little bit of the Kayshawn fourth down Ole Miss touchdown in the first half of that game. Run deep routes, you clear out, and it's pitch and catch for a TD. So this is kind of sort of the same play you saw a minute ago that Kayshawn dropped. Good recognition by not only Mike Denbrock, but quarterback coach Joe Sloan, seeing that this play was wide open, and they essentially gave this to us, okay? Same thing, deep routes, clear them out. They're still playing too high, even in the red zone. Okay, Mason Taylor clears this out. This gets cleared out. 3 guys are running with Malik. And guess what? 2 guys are running with him. Linebacker running with Mason Taylor. Good job right here. Good throw in stride. And we're walking in to the end zone for a tutty. All right, so we get a stop. Gave the ball back. And now we get the football back. I have no idea how it even happened, but it happened. So this is the offense-only film study right here. But look, 99-yard drive. Where is Anthony Jennings when you need him? And someone that was actually involved with that drive our guy Jeremy Hill. So there you go. Man, good play recognition right here by Mike Denbrock, okay? I know Malik got blown up here, but we got to hit something quick in this spot. We get here to second down, and they're only bringing a three-man rush, which is good for us, right? I would have probably stayed in four-man rush. Here we are running mesh right here. Good job reading this, okay? This isn't there. Don't throw to the flats. We can't throw to our running backs. Read Malik on the backside right here. Pitch and catch. We'll take it. And I thought Florida State did get a little too conservative defensively at the end of this game, right? They tried to back into this victory, which is fine with me. Yeah, he missed some throws, as you've seen throughout this film study right here. There's nothing here. They're playing so far off of us. I'm obviously assuming here. We're obviously running vertical routes here. And, I mean, it's Wire getting beat again versus Verse. I mean, it was just all game. It was all game. But, once again, Jaden makes a Jaden Daniels play. Again, in 10. Okay? Once again, only bringing a three-man rush, but why bring more than three if one guy is collapsed in the pocket every single time? This throw is just ridiculous. Okay? I mean, the sense of urgency here just honestly made Jaden's play even better. Okay? Good job by Kayshawn. I mean, I questioned his effort a little bit earlier on one of those deep passes. This is just incredible stuff, okay? This guy is pressing the living daylights out of you, and watch, that's just physical play and getting open for your guy, creating a lot of separation. Look at that. Really good stuff. So here we are. We are in 10 personnel here, so we have 4 wide receivers on the field, and we're in bunch, okay? We've had a lot of success with bunch. They're playing off of us. Outs are going to be open on this all day. All day. And we take it. Yes, we only have one timeout left. Get out of bounds. BTJ makes their best player miss and somehow stays in bounds and picks up a first down. I hate to say it again, but it's Cam Wire versus Verse. And this is not the only time he's given up a big-time play in crunch time. Last year on our final drive versus Alabama, he had a very rough drive there. And, you got to take your final time out here. So, good clock management right here by BK to hurry up and get that timeout in. And, it's do or die now. We go to the next play here. And this was just, once again, really good quarterback play by Jaden Daniels. Okay? I don't think that there's anything open. This guy is all over Kayshawn right here. They're playing everything deep. Maybe you can wait for BT. No. You just got to take off here if you have that much space. And probably the smarter thing here would have been to just go directly out of bounds. Because if you do get tackled right here, the game is over. But he makes him miss and falls forward for this first down. Just, Jaden was fantastic running for us last night. No other way around it. Back shoulder. This is just majestic quarterback play. It really is. Once again, it helps when they're playing so far off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 3 safeties back here. Okay? Still, this is good quarterback play. Okay? Jamie Robinson is over the top. Back shoulder this. And allow him to have momentum to go to the sideline and pick up a first. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Right now. Before we break down these final few plays, I hope you liked, I hope you subscribed, I hope you have checked out our new PHL podcast. It is free for you to listen. I'm about to actually record an episode after all this film study, so make sure you subscribe, join our Patreon where you get exclusive film studies. I'm going to post some defensive clips on there pretty soon. And once again, this is just really good quarterbacking by Jaden Daniels. you know, you can't all or nothing this right here. Okay, our protection sucks, so we only have 3 people running deep routes right here. Take the underneath right here, and let's see what Mason Taylor could do with the football. Makes a smart decision right here to get to the sideline. He does slip, and he is down. So they get it sorted out. Now, once again, really good play calling right here by Mike Denbrock. The only thing I would have done differently here is not have Josh Williams in the game, because no way is LSU giving the football to Josh Williams in this moment. Even if you think he's a better pass protector, I think I would rather have Noah Cain in here moving forward, because it does give you more of a threat to run. Okay? So, here we are. Remember earlier when it was the ball that buzzed right by Kayshawn, and you could have worked backside to Jeray Jenkins. We actually run essentially the same-ish play. And I want you to see Jeray freaking Jenkins go to work, okay? So this is just covered, all right? Could this ball have been rifled in here for the game? Yes, it could have. It would have had to have been low. It could have been. But that's not where you should go with this. You know that they're not going to let Kayshawn beat you in this spot. So now we work backside. Malik has been drawing 2 defenders all game long. Okay? So, guess what Jaden does? This is really impressive quarterback play with the mother effing game on the line. Okay? You work to the right. Okay? No, not there. Second read. No, not there. Work backside to Jeray. It is a little late, but that was his 3rd read. And Ryan Day talks about this really good in a lecture. You have to top shelf this throw. Okay? You have to throw it high. Okay? Because, you can't throw this ball low because there's all this traffic in the red zone. When the game is on the line, he makes the best throw of the game. Not there. Not there. Works backside. And he couldn't really step into this either. And he throws a dart. Amazing. Absolutely amazing stuff. Okay? Now, let's focus on Jeray. And I just want you to watch this route. And I'm actually going to slow it down for you just a little bit more. And tell me if this guy is not an NFL wide receiver. Just soak this in, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy this. Scary. That's nasty. Look at the separation here. This is the red zone. Baby! That's nasty. This is Justin Jefferson level route running. Like, he's not that level of player. God bless America. My goodness gracious. Somebody. Man, I'm going to need a change of clothes after that. Goodness, Jeray, the man has a family. Let's go. Look at this guy. Oh, is that Gordy Rush? Let's go, Gordy. Look at this. I love this team so freaking much. So, what happened after this? Well, some festivities happened. And now it's time to talk about Brian Kelly. Before we put a bow on it and show you some final stats here, it cannot be understated how big these 2 players were. You just saw Mason Smith in your vantage point. Him getting hurt early and him being out for the season was absolutely gigantic for our defense. And Jordan Travis was phenomenal. And if his receivers actually made some tougher 50-50 catches, his numbers would have been better. He was amazing. Nothing short of incredible. And I'm going to say a few things here that's going to cost me subscribers and potential opportunities, and that's perfectly fine because I want to build this channel on just being honest with you guys when I look at the tape and speak to people that I trust, other coaches that are looking at this neutrally. A lot of people have eyes on LSU at all times, especially on a Sunday night ABC kickoff with Joe Tessitore on the call. I'm going to say 2 different things. So first thing was I was totally totally wrong in one of my podcast episodes. Totally free. You could subscribe to it, and you can hear how freaking wrong I was on my last episode. It's part of the reason why I'm embarrassed to do another episode, because I was so blatantly wrong about the Mike Norvell and Brian Kelly situation. It is crazy, absolutely insane how badly Mike Norvell outcoached and his unit, Alex Atkins, Adam Fuller, and that entire group badly outcoached us. And don't come at me with this week 0, week 1 BS, okay? The truth is, LSU shouldn't do it again, because this is 2 consecutive years where the other team was just way better prepared to play than us. So we probably shouldn't play a good Power 5 program who has a week 0 game and we don't. That puts you at a disadvantage. Never do that again. Never, ever, ever do that again. But even with that said, they were better prepared. Now, with the week 0 and the week 1 thing, LSU, I think a lot of those special teams errors would have been fixed if they had a week 0 game, but still a big brunt of this loss does go on Coach Polian and the special teams unit. And let's be honest, Coach Polian had the biggest shoes to fill. Greg McMahon and his special teams units under Ed Orgeron were consistently elite in all facets. And last night, we were not elite in anything. Just anything at all. I mean, we were so abysmal there. And it quite frankly cost us potentially this game. But all of this goes in on Brian Kelly. So first thing, my first big admission here at the end was I was totally wrong in that podcast. Apparently all the pressure was on Brian Kelly because, I watched a decent amount of Notre Dame games. This was one of his worst coach games, and he would be probably the first to tell you. And I did have a bunch of clippings from the press conference that I'm not playing now, but I will paraphrase. He obviously said what he should have said. We should have put our players in a better place to win. But whether it be one of your team captains committing the worst targeting penalty I've ever seen, whether it be players sulking and not giving 1,000% effort, we weren't bought in. We were not put together. And yes, it is the first game. Yes, it is a rebuild. But other coaches who are playing better teams than us had their guys ready to go. I told you before the season, 8-4 was my prediction. 7-5 was kind of where I was leaning as well. It's just where we are right now as a roster. So, look, a lot of what happened last night was us just not being a really good football team. And a lot of it was self-inflicted wounds. And we get into a few things here that gets trivial. Now, what I am not going to do in today's version of the video is show you the blocked kick. I think we all know who made the mistake on the blocked field goal. It was a true freshman who had a good game overall, and it has been A-Block national news how the ending of this game actually worked with the block extra kick. And this kid who just came here from a different time zone just a few months ago played a wonderful game. We're probably not in this game if it wasn't for this kid. I'm only going to lift him up here as I'm going to do with all the other true freshmen. We did have some true freshman mistakes, but a lot of the reasons why these guys are playing right now is because of roster depletion and roster players that just aren't turning into the players we expected them to. So that's why I'm not showing the block kick. I just think it's been seen enough, and there's no reason to show it. And this gets back to Brian Kelly. We shouldn't even have been in that spot. A few things here, okay? I'm going to get a lot of disagreement on this, but the math, there is a big group of people in the analytics community that says if you're down by 14 and you score a touchdown to only go down by 8, you should actually go for 2 down by 6 because it increases your chances to win in regulation. There are a lot of articles done on this. There's a really good one on Football Scoop. There's a really good one on ESPN that explains it. In fact, Doug Peterson of the Eagles has actually made this line of thinking now with the Jaguars very popular. And LSU was in that position twice, and I do think LSU needs to seriously consider doing this. Now, hopefully this year we're not in a position where we're going to be down by 14 a lot, but we might be. You should go for 2 to make it a 6-point game. We had 2 opportunities to do that, and we didn't do it, okay? Now, that is slight disagreement. I'm going to get major disagreement on that. That's not the biggest thing. The most nonsensical decision, outside of course, Allegay deciding to do what he did, which I think, should be a multiple game suspension. It was that dirty. This was really the craziest thing, okay? Not going for 2 in the win, okay? A few things. They were on their heels, okay? I think they were really reeling here. This was starting to become a Florida State ending, right? This was supposed to be the coming out party for Mike Norvell. And like I said before, this game mattered so much more to Florida State than LSU. If we would have won this game, well, we should have won. We were favored. It's Brian Kelly's first game. And look, it's still not the end of the world. I think a lot of us are, including myself, are still going to believe in Brian Kelly. We need to fall flat on our face first before we reach the mountaintops here. So I'm fine with that. But, Florida State really needed this game. They really, really needed it more than us. I just think in that spot, you got to go for 2 in the win. We're not playing well. It was a miracle that the fumble even happened at the 1-yard line for us to drive 99 yards down the field. Also, we picked up most of our yards when Florida State was playing their 2-minute prevent defense, okay? When they were only rushing 3 and they were exclusively playing 2 high, our offense wasn't moving the football as smoothly on their regular defense, right? A more consistent, normal defense, which is what we would have faced in overtime. So, we should have gotten them right there on the spot, run your best 2-point conversion play, while Florida State is thinking, wow, we're about to lose this thing, or we might lose this thing. We might have wasted an all-time great Florida State quarterback performance from Jordan Travis. I really do think it was that good. They were thinking about all of that, and we didn't, we played for the tie. Go for 2 in the win in that spot, especially when we weren't playing well, especially when we couldn't protect them, especially when we were in a rhythm offensively. Now, Jaden Daniels did say something about cramps in the post-game press conference, but Brian Kelly already had his finger up to go for 1 before any of that knowledge was out there. So I think you do have to go for 2 in the win in that spot, and that is just another thing, including the end of the first half mismanagement. This just wasn't good enough. Now, does this mean I am off the Coach Kelly bandwagon? No, I still like Brian Kelly. He's a coach of my favorite team. He is, to me, one of the premier coaches in college football. And coaches have bad games. The issue, though, is you can't have a lot of these, right? A lot of things need to get tightened up. There were some players that we thought were going to play better, but they didn't. So just make sure you keep that in mind, and LSU will get better than this. Now, where do we go moving forward? All right? I'm going to talk more about this on the live stream tomorrow. So let me just share this one thing. Florida State could have been one of the worst Power 5 teams on our schedule. The SEC is loaded this year, and we, quite frankly, lost one of our best players on defense, if not our best player on defense. And we're still trying to figure out this Jaden Daniels, Garrett Nussmeier thing. Now, I saved the biggest question for the end. Should we play Garrett Nussmeier? Yes versus Southern, but no overall. If our offensive tackles continue to get bludgeoned like the way that they did in this game, Jaden has got to be the guy, right? Because he can escape that type of pressure. Now, that's not to say Garrett can't escape it either, but he's not the same type of runner that Jaden is. Now, would Garrett have made some of the throws that we pointed out today? Yes, but the truth here is you know, I lost count of the Jaden missed throw counter, but a lot of those tuck and runs were due to rough protection, and also, he did miss that big one to Jack Besh early, but the tucks and runs were still really good plays. And you look at some of the advanced stats like I like, including QBR. Jaden's QBR last night was 84. Now, that was helped once again by a lot of the 2-minute stuff at the end, but still, that's really freaking good. 84 is an extremely high QBR. Our EPA per play was .32, which is in the 100th percentile of all teams in college football. Obviously, a small sample here early in the season. I think Jaden still is the guy. I thought that I was going to see more missed throws because I remember, I referenced this in our live stream last night. I saw the Jack Besh miss, and I wanted to get to it today. Obviously, we spent a lot of time on it. I thought I was going to see a few more missed throws. Not only that one, but that Kayshawn one. But honestly, Jaden played fine. It was some other things, including some players I think that just aren't good. You can see that on our Patreon, okay? We have already spent so much time here this evening. I'm going to try and go record a podcast right now. I hope you guys subscribe, ring the bell. I want to say thank you to all of you. I know we didn't talk much defense, including this trick play right here, but trust me, at some point we will get to the defensive performance versus Florida State. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope you hope you subscribe, and once again, thanks again to Stumpies for having us the first PHL, well, actually our second PHL get-together before a game. The first one where I got to do my pregame show on location. Let me know down below if you guys want to do a few more meetups, and we'll talk to you again soon. It is Power Hour LSU. Bam! And tonight, some fried catfish. Let's go. Let's go, Tigers. We can do this. BK, we're still behind you, baby. Let's go get some dubs. Come on, Kayshawn. We can turn this thing around. Let's go.